the Scrapbooking Photographer. Welcome to my channel and thanks for stopping by. Welcome to all the new viewers as well, and thanks so much for subscribing. And today I am sharing with you a bit of a tutorial, so there won't be too much editing out of things. I'm just going to go at a pace so that you can follow along. If you have been to our Craft and Connect day on Saturday the 20th of September in 2025, you will have a sample of what you made that day, and when I make this video I'm not sure if we'll have enough time to finish it on the day, so this will be where you can come to finish it off, or if you want to do it again and make another one, then this is the place to be and you can follow along. So in your kit on Saturday you would have got one of these and a piece of scored white willow. For the benefit of those who don't have all of this stuff, let's just have a look and see what we've got. So we're working with some products from the new mini catalogue from Stampin Up, and let's tip these out so that we can see what we've got here. There's a couple of little pieces of string for the tags and the ribbon for the back of the book. Now that measures approximately, let's have a look, just over 60 centimetres. The red ribbon is from page 22 in the mini catalogue, which is the real red shiny ribbon. And then we've also used the traditional label dies, which are also on that page, and for that I've just cut out one little pink one that goes in there. If you don't have those dies, it's not a problem. You can cut a square or something that fits into the gaps when we get to them, and that's what I've done with these other two pieces. Just put a little piece of white cardstock on them so that you can either write a story or attach a photo. Now I've also used some tags from the pattern tags dies on page 57, and I've cut one in old olive and one in real red, and they go with the gold trim there. So on the front we've got a piece of real red which measures just under 3 by 3. The front of the book is 3 by 3 inches, so that's just under, and then this is just under again. And the circle that's on the front comes also from this mini catalogue in the Greetings for You Mix and Match ephemera pack, which is on page 15. And there's a selection of different sayings and they all have a adhesive back. So some have different shapes in the kits for this project, but these are the ones we're going to work with today to go through the process. So I'll put that to one side. Now if you are at the demonstration on Saturday, you will have got a pre-scored piece of white willow, but because we're starting from scratch today and you might want to start from scratch yourself, then using your scoring board, or you can use your scoring blade on the trimmer, we're going to score it evenly at 3 inches, 6 inches and 9 inches. Then rotate it, make sure it's in nice and square at the top, and do the same thing going the other way. So 3 inches, 6 inches and 9 inches. So then you have 16 squares, and that's what we're going to make our little booklet out of. So bringing in the trimmer, this is probably the first bit that you did on Saturday if you were there. What we're going to do is make this into an M. So not cutting the whole way through, obviously. We're going to come up to this intersection here, which is one square down and one square in from the right. So lining it up, coming down to the bottom, and the same on the one on the far left. So again, lining it up. Okay, then we're going to turn this around so that the cut in the middle goes the opposite way. So again, lining it up. Now I like to come up and cut from the join, because that way I know I'm in the right place and I'm not going to go past that join there. So then you've got this kind of M looking shape. The next thing you're going to do is just fold this by concertinaing up, down and around. So can you see what I'm doing there? I'm going an opposite way each time I fold it. Down, down. When you get to the bottom, fold it over the top, and keep going the same way so that you end up with it all folded on top of itself. That way, and then finally that way. Right, so there we have our little book. Now you've got a front flap which will be used as this part of the spine, and you've got a back flap which will be used as part of the spine. You also need to keep these ones free, the next ones in, so that we can thread the ribbon through. So the first thing I'm going to do is just cut a little bit off here so that we don't get confused. So perhaps leaving 1/2 inch on the wing. So bring that down here. We can tidy it up later and make sure it's the right amount. But just for now, we'll make our life easy by cutting that first page a bit shorter. Okay, now the rest of them, so those two remain like that. The rest have to be stuck together. So this is going to be your front cover. The next page is going to have a side opening. You can see we're going to leave that open, but the back and the bottom need to be stuck together. So, and it's best to go through the book logically from front to back, because otherwise you can get a little bit confused. So I use a double-sided tape for this. Some people use glue. It really depends on what you're more comfortable with. I'm never quite sure how far glue is going to spread, so I tend to prefer the double-sided tape. You could probably use tape runner if that's what you've got or you're more comfortable with. This is a Stampin' Up product as well. Just have to get the bit started so that you can pull it off. The back and the bottom. And then we'll bring that down and seal it. And that's your first page with a side opening. Okay, so the next one I think will be an up opening. Yep, one at the top. So there we're going to seal the back and the bottom. Now remembering that you've got the back on the left, which is kind of logical because that's how you look at a book, going from left to right. So that's the way I remember which bit I'm sticking together, and that way we don't end up with the front being stuck together by accident. It comes over like so. So you've got a side opening, then you've got a top opening. The next one is going to be a side opening, and we need to stick together the top and the spine. So again, with the spine on the left, you know which bits you're doing. We're going top and spine. How you going? Is it working all right? You have to go back and have a relook, then just pause the video and go backwards and until you get caught up and get it right. So you've still got this flap here, the short piece which is going to be the spine, and the two pieces that form the front cover. Then you've got an opening at the side, an opening at the top, and now an opening at the side. The next one's going to be an opening at the top, so we need to stick the side of the spine and the bottom together. It will come down this way and across the bottom. I do notice while I'm doing this that, given that this is before our crafting day on Saturday, I will change the blade on my trimmer because it's starting to look a little bit fluffy. We don't want you going home with fluffy edges. So I'll do that when I'm finished this video. So we've got front opening, top opening, side opening, top opening, and one more to go, which is side, and we need to do that at the bottom and the spine. And that should give us the basic foundation of the book that we can then pretty up with all the extras from the plastic bag of accessories. Okay, so we've got this bit. It should look like that. So at the back you should have your spine all stuck together there, and two pieces on each side plus the little flap that's going to be the spine. Okay, and you'll have two openings at the top in your pages, and you'll have three, 1, 2, 3 on the side. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is pop the ribbon in, and to do that we need a slit halfway down on this bendy bit here. Okay, so this is the back we're doing first. So not this bit, but it's the spine. This bit is going to be the front. We want the ribbon coming out the middle, being hidden in the back. We're going to make a slit halfway down here. So using the back, so that any pencil marks are on the back, we'll measure, and it's about 7.5 centimetres, which is 3 inches. We'll go from about 3 to 4.25, maybe 4.5. And those pencil marks are on the inside, so we won't see them. And we'll just make a little slit there. It's not quite in the right place, but we'll just tidy that up with the scissors. Okay, and then see I've done the same at the back there. Right. So your book should look like this. A slit here, a slit here. We'll just tidy this one up a little bit actually. Okay, and so the first thing you need out of your little bag of goodies is the red ribbon. Now it does have a right side and a wrong side, so you've got a shiny side and a less than shiny side. We'll just thread it through from the back. So what's going to happen is that's going to go like that, and these are going to get stuck down so that you've got the ribbon sitting at the front. So you can pull it through so that you've got an even amount on the outside, either that or you can trim it. But you've got the ribbon, so you might as well use what's there. Okay, so that's close enough. So that's showing you what we're doing. Now we're going to take it out again and add the double-sided tape on the back to the gap. We've already measured it, so we know that that's at the right length, and we'll poke it through here again. There, and do the same on the other side. And again, you could use glue, or you could use tape runner, or whatever you've got to hand. I'm just putting 2 on there because the first one I put on was just a little bit low. So I'll add a little bit there. So you want it to be fairly firm when you put it on here, so just making sure that the bottom one is not hooked up anywhere, and come through nice and straight and stick that one down. So then you've got your ribbon attached. Stick these pages down. So again, now that the ribbon's attached, you can stick these on all 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. I don't think you need to put anything on the 4th side. It will just fold over nicely. So leaving the flap there so that you can do something with it later. And then that is nice and sealed. Then do the same on the other side. These 3 sides all off. Okay, here we go, and fold it back. Okay, so it's starting to take shape. So the next thing we do is the spine. Now you can see that the spine of the book isn't as wide as the bits we cut off. So that's okay. What we can do is just use our scissors and cut a strip off until it's the right side there. So that piece, we can put a little piece of double-sided tape down there. A little bit fiddly, this one, because it only just fits. So what you can do is put it down the spine of the book. It's a little bit easier. I'll just use the scissors instead of ripping it. And then fold that piece over. And then you're going to do the same with this piece. So another piece of double-sided tape. Onto the back of what you've already put there. And then take the covering off. And then we'll put that over that way. Make sure it's nice and firm, and then we can use the scissors to cut it off nice and straight up the back. Okay, so there you have your little book. Now, if you wanted to, you could use the circle punch to show the little pockets, where the pockets are. I haven't done that on the example, but it's another thing that you could add. Let's do the front of it, which just brightens it up a little bit. So we've got the red square, which is a little narrower than that, and for this I'm just going to use my tape runner because it works easier for me. And you can position that so that you get a nice white frame around the outside. And then this piece of pretty gold paper, which is also from the Traditions pack, is slightly smaller again. So that fits whichever way round you want it. I don't think there's a particular right way up or down. That there. And then the circle goes in the middle. And our Merry and Bright is the last piece for the front. Take off the adhesive from the back and add that in the middle, and we've got a nice extra little frame around that as well. So there you've got your book. Now the other things you've got left here from your kit, this one is just slips in the side. Now you can write on it, you can make it into a tag, you can do whatever. And these ones I have made little white pieces of card to go on them, just so that they're easier to write on, so that you can see if you want to write. If you don't want to do this, you can put a photo on there, or you can just write on the cardstock, or if you're making one from scratch, you can just put white cardstock in if you want, or a lighter colour so that you can write directly on it. You could also leave it out entirely and put a gift card in, or a Prezi card, or maybe even a chocolate. So I thought it looked quite good with the pink at the front, the green in the middle, and the red at the back. And because you've got different bits stuck, you do get the tab. So the back, for example, has got the tape runner along the bottom, so it sits up higher. The one in the middle has got the tape runner at the top, so it sits a little lower. So you end up with a kind of a tabbed look on the front there. Now these two tags go with the gold ribbon. And again, you might have a ribbon at home that you prefer to use. You might want to use cotton, or whatever you have in your stash. And I'm just going to put these in the back. So I'll put the green one at the back because we've put red at the back, so just changing it up a little bit. And then we'll put this one through the red. Oops, both through. All fingers and thumbs. Put that one in the other opening. So they just go offset a bit too. Then we'll just tidy up the ends of these ribbons. And we can tie that in a bow. Nice and loosely, so we don't squash any of those little pieces of tag that we've put in there. And there you have your little book. So that's the one that we made on Saturday. And here's the one that's done the round, so it's looking a little bit like it needs some TLC. And a couple of others that I've made. I made this one, I got the spine the wrong way round, but it's with the Mossy Meadow ribbon, Mossy Meadow and gold, and I've inked around the edges of those pages, so that changes that a little bit, and I've just put the tabs in at the side of that one. This one doesn't have any tabs at the moment. It has a shorter ribbon, and it's got the Secret Sea circle colour from the Traditions of Christmas and the star from the ornamental Christmas dies, and I haven't put anything inside that one as yet. So there we are. There's the little book idea. I hope you have fun making yours, and I look forward to hearing how you get on. If you've got any questions as you go through, give me a yell. Happy to help. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and happy crafting.